witness.
Are you going to
You will
consent to
ultimately lose,
Are you going to consent to bail?
I don't consent to anything. No, I don't consent to anything you've done.
You're not going?
Please don't do this.
You're under arrest. Okay.
All right, look, listen, please, brother. Please, you don't have to be like that. You don't have to be like that. I promise you I will consent. I promise you I will be
You're not going to consent to bail, you hit the
any... I will accept any of the things if you can prove the cause.
Everything. And so each one needs to do their own research. I've done it. I've been researching this for 5 years now, the law and legalese and the difference between the two. And I'm making a lot of headway in my own life. And I've used it over the years many, many times. I've used the information that I know. I've been pulled over by the police without a license. I've been in court. I've filmed policemen many times, knowing who I am. I've had sometimes I've had one stage I had about 15 policemen and sheriffs, and I was filming them, and I was holding them at bay when they were coming to steal property off a friend of mine. It's helped me in many ways. I've been served documents in court, and I have known what to say in order for the policeman to go away. I know what to do when I get. There you go. This was in the bin. This came yesterday. These are infringement notices and fines and things like that. I grab these now. They just go straight in the bin, because because I know who I am, and I'm not prepared to interact with that person that I have about those pitiful little fines or whatever they are. I don't even open them to find out what they are. I don't care. I don't need to. So, but some people would never be able to tolerate that. First of all, folks, we're talking about the Public People's Trust 1776.org if you want to get on the internet and learn more about this trust. We are now under a new trust. The group that has developed this and brought it to the world is a small group of people that hopefully we can have join us, but they have perfected a superior trust to the Vatican's and Rome's trusts and papal bulls, etc. We have a perfected superior trust. So we're going to be talking about that, and we're going to be talking about how we can take advantage of that, of course, and everything else.
There are some rules and regulations in society that you just have to follow for it to be...
Yes, the public servants are obliged to follow those. The policemen, not we the people. We are sovereigns. If we only know that.
You're exempt from paying tollways?
Only the public. If I am paid by the public, I must follow their codes and regulations. It's not law. Legal and law, two different things. There's only one law in the universe. Do not cause harm. Do not injure, and fulfill your contracts. That's the law. That's the true law. The rest is just codes and enactments and statutes and bylaws, and anyone who is paid by the government is obliged to fulfill those codes. I'm not. There's no evidence that I've been ever paid by the government.
The government has certain rules it has to follow. That's the point of the Charter, and then the point of all their statutes. It's rules the government has to follow, and agents of the government, so that they don't harm us. And they're very, very precise and explicit about that, because damaging us, they're liable for damages they cause us when we're over here. They have a whole bunch of rules in place, like don't speed because you might injure one of these guys. And then we're liable. So as long as you're doing under this speed limit, you're fine. All the other statutes they pass are all ever intended to be followed by agents of the government. Period. Now, I got the case law to support that. It's in no uncertain terms. I think it's 2.5 lines long. I could not explain it more precisely and clearly than one of the judges did. It's not even a point that's open for debate. I think everybody knows that. Government rules only apply to the government.
I am a body, a living body. You're talking to the witness.
If someone were to ask me for my name, I will simply answer that as follows. I am the witness to the fraud regarding that name, and are you seeking to aid and abet me into incriminating myself via fraud by claiming to be such a thing? We must be our brothers and sisters' witness is as powerful a concept as one needs to get. So, if all things in admiralty legal is dead, how much power do you think you'll wield if you're claiming only to be a living witness to these and any of their system crimes?
Now, the point being this, George, is for me, I don't see any value in this because it's only a piece of paper, but the government does. Mm-hmm. Why do they allow entities such as banks to purchase these off their registrars at around about $6 million each? That's the average going price for a birth certificate, because what they do is they securitize these. These become securitized bonds and floated on the stock market. By the time you retire, this has generated $6 billion, on average, $6 billion per capita for the entities that own them.
Just a short question on the 680,000. Was that an assessment of potential projected lifetime income or taxes they could collect?
I think it was taxable income.
Taxable income.
Yeah,
total.
what you would actually produce. Now that was in 1948 dollars. What that would be when I actually went to work on a steady job, I don't know. It had been higher and higher and higher, and today I don't even know what it is.
It's surprising because when I was in high school, the same year you were, well, you were probably class of 66. Anyhow, they taught us that our lifetime projected income at our stage in high school in the 60s was roughly $350,000 lifetime. Now it's adjusted for inflation.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, you know, there is some figure that they came up with to hypothecate on, and once the hypothecation started, it never stopped. And that's why I'm saying the account is so large that you couldn't spend it in 10 lifetimes.
Here are 45 reasons why taking EastLink is a better idea. 0 traffic lights equals more time saved and less petrol wasted. EastLink, what will you do with your extra time?
I know what to do when I get. There you go. This was in the bin. This came yesterday. These are infringement notices and fines and things like that. I grab these now. They just go straight in the.
What a couple of things are going to happen now, okay?
Based on the monetary amount outstanding, you're unable for any community work permits, okay? So the only option for you is now that you'll be arrested and released on bail in your own undertaking to appear before a magistrate's court at a date to be set by
I don't
yourself.
consent.
I've done it. I've been researching this for 5 years now, the law and legalese and the difference between the two. And I'm making a lot of headway in my own life. It's helped me in many ways. I've